Hello, tarot lovers. This is Mervet from the Egyptian Mystic. Welcome back to my channel. Join me today in part 3 of my collection of fairy decks, and I have quite a huge collection. I hope you liked my previous two videos. I will try to show you as much as I can today. If not, I will do a part 4 because actually these types of decks are my favorite, and I have quite a huge collection. I will start with this beautiful deck, the Beautiful Creatures Tarot by Jasmine Griffith, and because she is really my favorite, no, one of my favorite. I mean, I do love very much her decks, and this is the first edition, and there is a second edition, but I got this earlier. I will show you the cards, but first let me show you the book. It comes in this box, and it has like different spreads at the beginning, different types of spreads. Let me show you. Like here, the three card spread, but in different ways, and then 5 cards in 2 different ways, and a lot of spreads, which is really nice. And then she talks about the cards, and that's I think it's published by, I'm not sure, Schiffer, yes. And I do really love their production. Let's go and get to see the cards because they are really gorgeous. These are the backs, and I edged it in purple. The second edition is edged. The first edition is not. They are large, very good quality, and you see these beautiful creatures. Lovely, lovely artwork. I adore her artwork. I found that these creatures, wide-eyed creatures, they come from another place. They can, you know, you feel that they can embody anyone because their features are really completely different than, I mean, they are very distinguished. And then you see here, I love this card, the Hierophant. I do love her, really, the way she did all the cards. They are very beautiful. Like here, the Empress, she's so pretty, and I love her artwork. Her artwork is so cute. And here, the Magician is really very nice. And then the High Priestess, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Chariot. I love her artwork. Look at this one. The Fortitude is the Strength card. The Hermit, I love her braids. And look at this, the Wheel. Equilibrium. There are some names that are changed. The swinging one is the Hanged Man. Transformation is number 14. No, Transformation is the Death card. Yes. And then the Mediator is Temperance. Addiction is the Devil. Unexpected is the Tower. I do like the names that are given to the measures because they are quite well thought of. And the Moon, the Sun, very pretty, Judgment, and then the World. And this is an extra card. You are one. The Supernatural is another extra card. And I like the suits the way she did. The Fires is the Suit of Wands. And then all of them are very pretty. Of course, it's not so easy to read with because it's not at all connected to the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it has a different style, and it's really very intuitive. You can rely completely on your intuition. The court cards are very nice and very well done. The Nymph is the page, and I like the way she did the court cards because they are correspondent to the astrological signs. Like here in the Fires, you have the Ram and the Lion and the Archer that correspond to the Aries, the Leo, and the Sad. So that's a nice way of a nice connection to the astrology. And here the Water, here the sign of the Water. Very, very pretty artwork, very nice. Really, I love this deck. I mean, it's so nice. And also here, like here, the court cards, you see the crab is the corresponds to Cancer, and scorpion of water is the Scorpio sign, and the fish of waters is the sign of the Aquarius. Not the Aquarius, Aquarians. Yeah, I think not the Aquarius, the fish. Yes, it's the fish. And then I think I'm losing my. I'm not concentrating enough. But then what I like about this is that because I do really have a lot of background about the astrology, so it really talks a lot. You can relate it to your friends, to yourself, to some sort of a trait in your personality. It's another way to express how the court cards are. So that's one of the things that is really special about this deck. Of course, not only that the artwork is very pretty. This card is repeated in one of her decks. You will see some repetition if you collect her decks with the Lucy Cavendish. You will see some repeated cards. I don't mind because I do love her artwork. And here is this is the nymph of air, and then here is the sign of the Gemini. The scales of air is the Libra, and then the jar of airs, and then here we have the earth cards, very pretty. And then here are the court cards, the nymph of earth, and then the bull of earth, the virgin, the Virgo sign, and the goat of earth, which is the Capricorn. So that was the deck which I started with, which is very nice and very special and different. I mean, I do like the decks that sway a little bit from the Rider-Waite-Smith, because they really help you to broaden your perspective. So that was the deck of the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. And then I will show you, as we talk about Jasmine Griffith, I have quite a collection of the decks she did with Lucy Cavendish. I love her artwork, and I love the combination they do together. This is the Faerytale Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and artwork by Jasmine Griffith. This is my favorite deck. I mean, one of my favorite decks. It's so well done. I mean, I cannot. It was one of my only 10 decks, although I have like 600 decks. But this is one of my favorites. The stories are great. The way she talks and explains and relate it to you, it's so good. Extremely good. I love this deck. I can't say enough about it. The cards are gorgeous. These are the backs, so pretty, and I edged it in different colors to match the borders. And this is like Snow White, and this is Rapunzel, the Princess and the it's really Hansel and Gretel. It takes you to another world. The Poisoned Apple and the Little Mermaid. It was my favorite story when I was young. And Puss in Boots, Cinderella. I love it so much. Goldilocks, the Tinderbox, a soldier, the Frog Prince. Look at the cards, just how magnificent they are. And the book is great. Look at the sadness you see in her eyes. I mean, very expressive. And this one, Bluebird, and this one, I like it so much. The Little Match Girl, and this one, the Red Shoes. You see her eyes are like dreamy. She's obsessed by the red shoes. And this one, very expressive and very pretty, the Sea Maiden. And the stories are very nicely written. The book is really one of a kind. I love it so much, and I do have it on my desk always. I always rely to it, especially when I feel down or not so or depressed or anything. I just get these cards, I have a look at them and read the story, and I feel really very much connected to this deck. It's my best deck out of all Lucy Cavendish decks. So nice. The Fairy Tale Tarot by Lucy Cavendish, artwork by Jasmine Griffith. Very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. And then I will show you another one, Alice in Wonderland, because this also works well with the Fae energy. I have several decks about Alice in Wonderland. I think I might do a video about that. This is the guidebook. As all her decks, Lucy Cavendish is very nicely written, and I do love her, the combination between her and cooperation between her and Lucy Cavendish. They did really do a very good job together. These are the backs of the cards. I etched them in this color, and it's so pretty, so pretty. I love the keywords. It's numbered, and I love the card. The cards are so nice, and they have this Fae energy, and very nicely written and very deep. It's not a shallow deck. Her decks are not shallow at all, but they are really have very strong energy. And some of the cards are really very, very well thought of. Like, let me show you one of the cards that I do love a lot. Use your time well. It's so nice. Wake up. It's always, this is the one. It was, I told you there are some repeated cards. This one is one of my favorites. Painting the roses red. You don't really, the way she writes it, you don't really have to paint the white roses red to please someone else. I mean, you have to be yourself. The way she writes the explanation of the cards is just so good. Very, very nice. So it's really a nice deck. All of these decks are very nice. I love them all. And you will not feel, you think that they are similar, but no, they are not similar. There are some similarity in the artwork, of course, but each deck has its own personality, its own character, and they are really gorgeous. I love having these decks. This is the Alice in Wonderland deck. And then I will show you, let me take this away. I will show you another one, Oracle of the Shapeshifters by Jasmine Griffith and Lucy Cavendish. And I did really search a lot for this deck. I think this is the second, no, this is the first edition. The second edition is a little bit different, and I searched a lot to get this deck. It was not available, and I looked for it, and I think I got it from eBay. And then here are the cards, the explanations of the cards in the guidebook. Very nice. And the cards themselves are so good. These are the backs. The other edition has another back, and I edged it in this ochre color to match this small border. And then these are the cards, the Wolf Moon, Shapeshifters. It's very pretty. It has this dark energy, and you can really use it for shadow work. It's a very strong and powerful deck, the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, and the artwork is from the same artist, but it has different energy. It's not similar to the other decks. This one has some sort of dark energy. The little wolf girl, very nicely written, very beautifully drawn. Look at this one, the Frog Princess, Butterfly Bloom. I love this one also. I like the keywords a lot, and a very pretty deck. The two kittens, and then here, strange companions in stranger places. The keywords are very good. The titles are great, and it's a very nice, it gives you very good readings. A twist in the tale. Look at this. You are unlike anyone else. Look at her dreamy eyes, the unending sadness of looking back. So nice. And here, It's a very beautiful deck, really. I really highly recommend all of these decks because they are very nice. And then I will do a special video about my collection of Lucy Cavendish decks because she's my favorite. And I will, but this one is these 4 decks are connected to the Fae energy. The rest are a little bit different. This one is the Oracle of Shadows and Light. And it's very pretty too. It comes in this nice box. And this is the book. Same way, but I love the way she writes and explains the decks. This one is really very pretty. It has this back with this keyhole, which helps you to feel that you are going to get the answers. And I edged it in this gold, and it has the same dark energy, like Fairy of the Divine Hand, Strange Valentine, Sewer Mermaid, Violet Angel. This one has very different artwork, really very a little bit harsh, you know. It has this dark energy, which is good because the title says Oracle of Shadow and Light. So this one helps you understand when you feel you really want to do shadow work. Look at this. Eclipse Mermaid, very pretty. And this one is the Pink Lotus Fairy, very nice. Angel of Alchemy. I like the way she plays with the artwork. Same face but different background with different looks of her eyes and expressions. It's not anyone can do this. She's really a very good artist, because you know, when you see the same face in all the decks, but how could she transfer the energy and let you feel about the energy of the card? So she's really talented, and these are very nice decks, very beautiful collection, and they are not like they are not similar to each other. I mean, each deck has its own personality. So this is the beautiful deck of Oracle of Shadows and Light. And then I will move to something else. I will show you, yes, let me show you this deck first again. The last one of Lucy Cavendish, Into the Lonely Woods. This deck is really one of a kind. I was really astonished when I got this deck. You will not believe how strongly influencing this deck. Really, the book is great. The way she writes and explains is phenomenal, but the artwork is something else. It's done by the artist is different. Is, I think, Dan May. He did an amazing job in these cards. These are the gorgeous backs, and I etched it in this oxide color, bronze color, to match the backs. And look at the cards and the keywords and how, like here, for example, the first card, to walk the lonesome road. You feel that he's starting his journey. And then look at this creature that you will see everywhere, and how his body language shows that he's really sad, the sadness of letting go. And then there is this small fairy, and then he starts to feel he's lonely, of course, and yet the path grows lighter, but he starts to get used to it. And then here, hope is like a hummingbird. He's starting to get acquainted to sadness and loneliness. The lonesome gardener, he starts to tend the garden. And then you see, look at this. Really, really, really very nice. I really get a very strong vibes from this deck. It's great to watch over you. He starts to find someone that helps. He gets acquainted to the atmosphere. The keywords are just very, very nice, very nice. The artwork is not the best, but it's not that the artwork is pretty, it's how expressive it is. Really, I don't know. I love this deck. This is also one of my favorites, and the keywords are just unbelievable. The learning of rights, the littlest blessings, a time to rest a while, blessed union. Look at this. Find your night self. Look at the card. Very, very nice. I love the keyword. Look at here, he's sitting alone. Someone is calling between two worlds. Very nice. Very pretty. This is a very, very nice deck. And there are other decks that had the same title about loneliness, and I'm going to get them. One of them is for Lucy Cavendish, and I think another deck, I can't remember by who, I found very nice, and I will get it. I'm ordering it from Amazon. This is still available in Amazon, and it's a very nice deck to have. Really a great, great deck. And then to move to this deck, The Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. This is the only tarot deck she did. She has very nice oracle cards. I have quite a collection of hers, and this is the only tarot deck she did. The Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. I love her writings very much. I do love her decks. I have a lot of decks for her. This deck is very pretty, and it has these beautiful green backs. I edged it in green, forest green, and it's so nice, so dreamy, so pretty, and the artwork is so nice. I love it. But what I don't like about it is some names are changed. I will show you where. This is the Hermit. The artwork is gorgeous, really. So nice. The artwork is great. The Hanged Man, and then Transformation is the Death. Patience, well, that's a nice name to Temperance. And then Temptation, the Devil, Tower, Star, Moon, Sun, Judgment, which is called the Call, and the World. And then the Fire element. It's so dreamy. The colors are very nice, and as it's called the Good Tarot, you see here 5 of Fires. You don't feel the energy of the proper energy of the 5 of Fire, which is competition. It's so positive that it loses its meaning. That's why I don't read a lot with it, because it's too good. It has no negative cards, and you cannot read with it because not everything is good. So this is a deck, a beautiful deck that I had because of the beautiful artwork, but it's not a deck that I can rely on. Like here, 5 of Water. She's not sad. You don't see the loss she feels. And here 6 of Water. It's a very positive deck, a beautiful deck with lovely artwork, but it's all the cards are positive. The Messenger, the Queen, the King, and then the Page is where the Page, the Messenger, and the Queen and King. It's a very positive deck. You see, like here, the 3 of Swords, 3 of Air. She's sad, but then you see the bird here, 4 of Air, 5 of Air. You don't feel the energy of the 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 7 of Air. So that's what I really don't like about the deck. It's so pretty, the artwork is great, but it's not the best deck to read with and every day. You can, when you don't feel well, you can have a look at the cards. It's a good mood deck, a positive deck, a beautiful deck. It has another take, but it's not the deck that I read with all the time. And then we have this deck, The Mystical Wisdom by Josephine Wall. The artwork is so good. It's so pretty. Just let me clear some space. It's one of the most beautiful decks. It's produced by US Games, and it comes in this box. The guidebook is like this, not colored, but the cards are just gorgeous. Look at these bags. It has this matte feel, and then I edged it in different colors, and they are so beautiful, so dreamy. Like this is the dragon, and then there is a nice keyword. They are not numbered. Josephine Hall for me is one of the best. I love her artwork. For me, this is my favorite style of artwork. This dreamy style with these beautiful bright colors and the positive energy it gives me, and the details that are all like vague. It's not so, I don't like the very clear lines. I like it like this. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. Look at this one. Battle of the Blues. Very nice. I mean, it's really beautiful. The artwork is great. I have another deck of hers. Here, 7 Heavenly Virtues. I like this deck very much. The artwork is great. The quality is very good. It's a little bit thick. And look at this one. Intuition. Look at this. And this peacock. It's a very beautiful deck. The artwork is, I mean, it can be read intuitively because you can get lost in the cards. Lots of details, lots of things going on. And then you start reading the title and then the keyword. Look at this pretty one. Very nice. I love this deck so much. And then look at this. Legends. Very pretty, very colorful, and a great deck. So this is the Mystical Wisdom Oracle. And then this deck, how can I forget the Tarot of the Hidden Realms by Julia Jeffrey. This is one of the very nice decks about fairy, and it's unreplaceable. This is a deck that really, there is no other deck like this. The book is done by Barbara Moore. It's very good, very nicely written, very nicely explained. I love Barbara Moore, but this book is one of her best books. The cards are gorgeous and very different and very special. Here are the cards by Llewellyn. This is the first edition. I think the second edition is much better. The box is better, and the how it's represented, it's better. I don't like the backs at all, but I did this mistake of edging it in gray, and the cards has no gray at all. I do regret edging it in gray. I think I should redo it with this golden color. It might look much better. And then here are the beautiful cards. They are all very expressive, very beautiful. Look at this one. Look at the Hierophant. The kindness you see in his eyes, and the way he dresses, and the Lovers, the Chariot. You feel from her face the expression that she's really wants to fly. And this is one of the best strength cards that I have. It's adorable. The way she writes how and explains the connection between the lady and the fox is phenomenal. So really each card is very nice. Look at this, Justice. It's one of these decks that, I mean, it's also one of my only 10 decks. It's unreplaceable. There is no deck like this one. It has no, I mean, there is no other deck that can fill this space. It's so expressive. It's very beautiful, the artwork. The book is great and it's different. It has a very different energy. Look at this, 8 of Wands. The focus and the speed here, the 9 of Wands. And look at this cute boy. He's holding the egg in his hand and he's so tense that he's afraid it could break. So you mean, how could you think that this is the way to express the 10 of Wands? It's exactly the way to express it, because you really feel tense and over stressed. And then here is the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, and then the Cups. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I like this 6 of Cups. 7, dreamy. I have a problem with my camera. I hope you don't mind. I'm trying to adjust it. And here the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and then the Swords. Look at this one, 2 of Swords. And this is one of the best 3 of Swords, because she got hurt by the stems of the flower. And look at this, very beautiful. Look at the 8 of Swords, very expressive. This deck could be used as an oracle, and it reads very, very well. Look at the 5 of coins, pentacles. It's a great, great deck, and it's one of the best decks over there. I think this is one of these forever decks. And then I will move to something else. I don't want you to see all the very sweet and pretty cards. There is another type of decks that I want to show you that has... Fairies are not all very pretty and colorful. There is a dark side. So I will show you these decks of Lisa Hunt. This is her Faerytale deck, which is out of print and one of the best decks. I really searched a lot to get this. It's out of print, so I went to get the Spanish copy. I don't use the book, of course, but I have the cards in my hands and they are gorgeous. I then bought the English book from eBay so that I can read the stories and could be able to read the cards. They are just very beautiful. Look at this, the 10, the Wheel of Fortune. I love her lines. Her artwork is very special. You know it immediately. And look at the cards, are just gorgeous. So if you really love this deck, you have to get the Spanish copy if you could not find the English one. It's I found it like $500–600 in eBay, and it's extremely expensive, and I wanted very much to have the cards, and I'm very happy that I was able to get it. I love her artwork, and it's harsh. Her artwork is really full of details, and sometimes it's really harsh. And look at this, 10 of Wands, and look, very beautiful, full of fairies, cats, familiars, shapeshifters. Look at this one, very pretty and so detailed. I have many of her decks. I think I have all of her decks. Only one of them I can't find. I love this one the most, of course. The Faerytale Tarot is her best. But it is really, it shows you another side of the fairy energy. This is the stronger and like darker side. Look at the cards, very beautiful. And the book is very nicely written, beautiful. And I wish it was a larger. I think this one, if it was produced by Schiffer, it would have been like, if the cards are this large, it would be very nice. I have another deck of hers, which is really dark, which is the Ghosts and Spirits deck. Let me show. I got this beautiful pouch for the deck. Here is another deck, Ghosts and Spirits by Lisa Hunt. This is a very nice deck, but it's really scary. Like here, the same style of artwork, very detailed, and it's full of ghosts and it's really scary, but it's very nice. The quality is very good. I think, I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but I got this from Amazon. I don't know if it's out of print or not, but really, you look at this vintage feel and the borders. It looks very dark and old, you know, like vintage. And here, look at this one. 5 of Wands. And then you really need to look at the details. Some of them are really scary, as I told you. And but of course, it's a very pretty deck. How can you say anything else? It's she's a famous artist. She's talented, and all her decks are very special. And I can recognize her artwork immediately. I also have her Faerytale Lenormand, which is very pretty, really very beautiful, one of my favorites. And I have maybe, I think I have all of her decks except the Divine Animals deck. I will try to get it, but I found it very expensive in eBay. And then this is the Shapeshifters. I think this is her first deck. I'm not sure. Shapeshifters Tarot by Lisa Hunt. And it has this beautiful blue back and these beautiful blue borders, and I think I'm going to edge it in this blue. It's very pretty, same artwork, and it's not an easy deck to read with at all. And there are some similarities in the artwork, and I wish it was a little bit, you know, the lines are so fine with the colors, so it's really, you have to look very closely to see the details on the cards. But of course, it's so pretty, very, very beautiful, and it's not an easy to read with deck at all. The guidebook is quite small, and it explains the cards, but this deck needs to be larger so that you can see all the details of the cards. It needs a guidebook. Really, some of these decks need a guidebook because it's not an easy deck to read with, and it's a pity because it's a very, very pretty deck. But look at the guidebook, it's so small. It's very small. I wish they do another I wish they reprint it again. And then let me show you some other decks. This is the Fairy Lights Tarot. I found it in Amazon. I think it's still there. It's by Los Caribou with this small guidebook, and it has these beautiful backs. I edged it in this gray green, and I like the artwork very much. Very pretty artwork, but it's also one of these decks that are really, the drawings are quite small. This is the author of the Tarot of the Forest Garden, I think it's called, and it's the same artwork. Very detailed, very fine lines, but it's a very pretty deck. I like it so much, and it reads very well. And this is the suit of Wands. I like it that there are no writings, so you can use your intuition. You just have the number and the sign, which suit is this. Look at this, 6 of Wands, and then 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands. It's, of course, I don't recommend this deck at all for beginners. It's not an easy deck to read with, but it's a nice addition to my collection, and it's nice for advanced readers because you can really rely on your intuition and you get different messages by using this deck. So that was the Fairy Lights Tarot. And then I will show you some other decks. I have these 3 decks of Paulina Cassidy, which she called herself Paulina Faye afterwards. This is her famous deck, Paulina Tarot. I love it so much, and it has this small guidebook. And I did trim this deck because it was this size with these white borders, and I trimmed it like this and edged it in different colors because the artwork is so pretty and I really needed to see it more clearly. She has very special way of her artwork is really very recognizable, and you see all these small details, very pretty, and I really like her deck very much, and it's an easy deck to read with. Very pretty artwork, and the colors are so nice in this pastel colors, and I really love this deck, Paulina Tarot. It's a mass market. I did trim also this, so the words are very small. It's mass market, and I think it's still available. And she did several decks also. I got all her decks. This is the earliest deck. Very, very beautiful artwork. Very nice. I like it so much. And it's so full of details that you really have to look closely. The camera is not showing you the beauty of the cards. Like this is the 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, and then here 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Very pretty. I love her artwork very much. It's so expressive. I like it. And then I have her second deck, Joie de Vivre, also a very pretty deck. It's not the same, it's different, but of course the style of artwork is very similar. It has these beautiful backs, and I trimmed it and edged it in this orange. I don't like the borders, and this deck has more positive energy than her Paulina Tarot, and the background is lighter, so you see the artwork clearly, and it's so sweet and so positive and a very nice reader. A very pretty deck. I really like it. It's not similar to the Paulina. Of course, the artwork is very close to it, but it has a very nice, positive energy. The Joie de Vivre Tarot by Paulina Cassidy, and I like it so much. I read a lot with these 2 decks together, and I got this Phantasma Tarot by her, where she called herself Paulina Faye. It's a very pretty deck also. This is her latest, and it comes in this beautiful box by US Games, the small guidebook. The cards are larger, borderless, and it has this beautiful backs. So it's similar, her artwork is similar, but because it's borderless and larger, you can really see the beauty of the cards. The cards are so beautiful. I also have her Spirit Song deck, which is all by animals. This one is a combination of all of these cards, of all of her decks. It has everything. It has fairies, it has animals, it has birds. It's so pretty, and I like the light background. It's not so crowded or busy like the Paulina. Look at her artwork. There is some difference, and it's so pretty. Very beautiful and so nice. And also this is one of the decks. Look at this, 7 of Wands and then 8 of Wands. really very nice. It's one of these decks that really needs your intuition. You have to rely on your intuition, and I do love these types of decks because, you know, I have a lot of Rider-Waite-Smith clones, and sometimes you really need change. So this is one of these beautiful decks, the Phantasma Tarot. Also, I have this Oracle, the Fairy Guidance Oracle by Paulina Faye, also the same artwork and the same author. It comes in this box. I don't like the packing, but I like the book. It's nicely written. It's very pretty, and the cards are so pretty. I got this pouch for them. Very nice. These are the pretty bags. She has very nice, she had all the bags are very similar to each other. She has a style. That's what I like about her. And they have this beige background and the keyword: meditation, discovery, energy. It's not colored, but the cardstock is not the best. Enlightenment, choice, very pretty. The oracle is very nice. Future and love, happiness, healing, inspiration, communication. The sharing of insight and ideas are embodied through the art of communication. I mean, it's nice. The artwork is nice. The keywords are pretty, and it's a nice addition to my collection. So that was the Fairy Guidance Oracle by Paulina Cassidy. I think I will stop by now. I still have a lot of decks, but the problem is I don't want to make long videos. I don't want you to get bored, and I have back pain after half an hour. So I will stop here, and I will see you on my next part 4, my fairy decks. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.